Welcome to the Imus in the Morning program. The great Dwight Yoakam. Good morning, Mr. Yoakam.
Good morning, Don. How you doing, man?
I'm fine, baby. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. And this is real, huh? You're actually this is
big eight wheeler moving down the track, meaning your true loving daddy ain't coming back. That's right. That's what I'm talking about.
Very weird.
You know, Kinky was on the other day. And then I have to talk to him every 2 or 3 days. But he's been trying to get this record he did mastered. Before I do my last show, which is Thursday.
Well,
and he's not going to make it. He's so upset.
What's the issue? Mastering, I mean.
Well, I'm not sure, but so.
Well, he can't. Well, he could play it unmastered.
I understand that, but
it's mixed, right?
Yeah, but he's just insane about it, you know. So.
Yeah, he's obsessed, I guess. So, well, it won't be on then before you're gone.
Well,
but
you ever get played on Outlaw Country?
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I get played quite a bit on there, and then Prime Country is the other channel that I guess on Sirius that I'm played a lot on. I'll soon be played more so on my own channel. They're launching Dwight Yoakam and the Bakersfield Beat. I think the 3rd week of April is when it goes on. Is what they're telling me. And
on Sirius?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What great is that?
We got a weekly show called Greater Bakersfield, which you fall into that category of being a Greater Bakersfield entity. You know, the long reach of Bakersfield goes there. I mean, Palmdale, you were broadcasting out there, and you were cutting your records in L.A.
And do you know that when I worked for the Southern Pacific Railroad, I used to take freight trains to Bakersfield.
Right through Big Kern County.
Then get off the train, walk across the track, stay in one of them railroad hotels in Bakersfield. Oh man. Go over there and get drunk and all that.
That's a morning cup of coffee. A railroad hotel in Bakersfield. But yeah, so we're launching. They decided to let me loose with a 24/7 channel. I'm programming. We're going to have a heavy dose of Wanda Jackson. We're doing, of course, Buck and Merle. But it's everything that's California country rock, California country pop, cow pop, you know, the Wrecking Crew, things like that. It's everything that kind of tentacles out from the Bakersfield sound.
What's it going to be called now again?
It's called Dwight Yoakam and the Bakersfield Beat. And
do you have a number yet?
I don't have a number. It's just you'll find it on Sirius. They haven't assigned the I guess whatever the channel number is will be.
Now, are you going to talk on it too?
Oh yeah, no, I'll be on. It's a weekly show. I've done all the back announcing, a bunch of stuff. We did a takeover last Labor Day, and it worked well, and they liked it. And then we did it again in February as a preview of it. It was on Prime Country. There's this weekly show, Greater Bakersfield, starts to, you know, we sit around and talk, and I have the band in, and we, you know, played a variety of stuff the first couple of shows, and that'll start airing. Those are weekly, and they'll air over on Prime Country too. The weekly show will. So it'll cross promote and air, you know. So
21 till the hour, talking with Dwight Yoakam. You know, the guy offered me a job at Outlaw Country.
They did?
Yeah.
Who's Scott Greenstein and those guys?
Whatever his name is.
Steve Blatter, it probably is. Anyway, but yeah, Outlaw, they play me, and they play me on Prime Country, which is predominantly, I guess, 80s, 90s, you know, country.
Are you making any new records?
I just finished 2 new tracks. We're gonna debut that probably that first week. These 2 new sides. And then every 3 months, I'm probably going to drop another, you know, like double-sided single, and you know, debut it on there, and we'll then have a completed album sometime early next year that we'll bring out. And in the summer, we're out roaming around. I've got a little bit of a I'm out with it's Lucinda Williams.
Oh man,
Steve Earle, and me.
Oh my God! I mean, yeah, I'd actually pay money to.
And the initials stacked, and they dubbed it the LSD tour because you don't need to take none. You're going to be on a trip. Just listen to the three of us.
Do you know Steve Earle at all?
Yeah, well, Steve and I have known each other over the years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And,
that boy's marching.
We kicked the idea around. We bumped into each other about a year or so ago, and actually at birthday gathering for Cameron Strang. Remember Cameron?
Oh, sure.
And who ran New West, and he ended up running Warner Brothers and took Steve back into Warner's.
Cameron's the guy who came up with the Imus Rance record deal.
Right. That's right.
Yeah, I love Cameron.
Talk me into doing what you wanted me to do.
You know, you're one of the few people who's been able to sustain a career, well, one, and two, talking about Dwight Yoakam here, and two, actually cut new records that are good.
Well, thank you. I heard you played something earlier off of a Secondhand Heart title track, and thanks for doing that. Hey, you know what? You've been a conduit for musicians for the entire time you've been on the air, but especially in the last 15 years, what you did when you were simulcasting on TV over at MSNBC and on Fox Business, and I thank you for it. And as a fan, it meant a lot to be able to watch people that would come on the show, and you're a real champion of music in spite of your reputation that precedes you about being mean and ornery. You're a big heart, and it always showed when you had the musical acts that you had on. So I'm flattered that you ever had me on, and I owe you that thanks. And
well, you're welcome. You know what was great is the crew loved you. The crew loved you. They loved.
You have great people around you. I'm going to miss listening to everybody, and the fact that you opened the mics up. I heard you talking about earlier with
Bernie and
Lou and everybody in the room. It made it unique, and it was anyway. Not to get all dewy-eyed and lament everything.
Yeah.
You should do the outlaw thing, man. And you got to come on. We'll do it by phone. Do this Greater Bakersfield thing with me. I had Chris Hillman on last week. Well, we haven't broadcast anything yet, but we were pre-taping them, and that was a ball. That was a hoot. And I'm going to have Chris back, and I'm thinking he may end up doing something with us on the channel. We've got a segment called The Burrito Stand, which is everything preceding the flying burritos and post the flying burritos.
Oh, there's so much stuff from that era, man.
Well, it covers, it's kind of an untapped deal. Jacob Dylan and I bumped into each other, and he came on as a guest because we started talking about how underrated and how overlooked Ricky Nelson was as one of the godfathers of country rock.
Yep.
You really think it's about even rockabilly, but you listen to Hello, Mary Lou, that's to me, that's an early country rock song. The guitar solo by James Burton and everything, and he bookends it, of course, at the other side of his career with the Madison Square Garden show and writing Garden Party about that, but it's all things in between, It's
you know who? I had James Burton on here in the past couple times.
We're trying to schedule in James, and
you don't seem interested. Wait a minute! I just told you. I gave you an interesting fact about having James Burton on. You just glossed right over it.
I'm not going to be a very good interviewer, am I?
Oh, you're not. So here's why you and Kinky are terrible, because all you want to talk about is yourselves, which I like. It's fine.
Thought was. What were you saying about James? I'm sorry I interrupted.
I had him on the show here the past two or three times in the past couple of months.
That's great. I mean, again, kudos to you. He's on the Elvis channel doing his own show, and you should take over Outlaw Country. You are the premier outlaw. You need to be on it. You actually need to come over here and make mischief on boy, the guys at Cumulus are going to love this, aren't they?
Well, no, they don't mind. They're fine. What are they going to do? They can do anything.
Are they going to fire you?
Yeah.
I don't want to get you fired.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I'm doing that. I'm in the kind of in the throes of pre-taping a lot of the shows for that, and been having fun. I had Lenny Warnaker, who ran Warner for years with Mo, great producer. It's like we've got 2 or 3 segments to do with just Lenny, talking about everybody that he worked with, and we were talking a lot about Ry Cooder. He started doing stuff with Ry right about the time he did an Everly Brothers album called Roots. And anyway, it's just, you're right. There's a kind of an untapped universe. It's California.
Oh man, I mean, you could just go on forever, and a lot of it people don't realize. So
Wanda Jackson, you could do just almost nonstop Wanda Jackson.
Don't wear me out with Wanda Jackson, Dwight.
Well, now come on.
Well,
you're going to learn to love it.
Under Rhonda Vincent, I learned to love that girl. So
she's a great singer, yeah.
Oh man, come on now.
Singer. But no, the thing about Wanda Jackson is she intersects things that happened in Bakersfield, like Tommy Collins ended up going from Oklahoma City with Wanda and her parents, because they had lived in Bakersfield when she was young and had moved back to Oklahoma, and he rode out with them one year. She had been dating Tommy, and he went to Bakersfield with them, and he ended up staying. He went out one summer when they were going out to visit extended family, and that led to him using Furlan Husky and his band on lead guitar, and then Furlan had a hit and left, and he found a young guy named Buck Owens, and that led to Buck's career at Capitol. The whole Capitol thing is
Hey, I got to let you go here, but before we go, I want you to say one time.
That's how I'm kicked out the door?
Yes.
An unceremonious.
No. I love you to death.
Again, I gotta go. I gotta go.
I played your records for no money, dude. Come on now.
I know you did. We never greased you, did we?
I want you to say one time, get Popeyes pills.
Yeah, that was, well, Papa's gonna need his pills.
Yes, he is.
Maybe just go get Papa's pills.
The great Dwight Yoakam.